Shout out to the UPS drivers getting that big bag of money. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about UPS workers, well, specifically drivers, striking a new deal in which they can make up to $170,000 per year by driving a delivery truck. Now, this is great. Shout out to you guys out there. The pay, in my humble opinion, is worth it. They're working y'all long hours to the bone. You're dealing with crazy dogs attacking you, all kind of stuff you got to deal with. And your industry is highly in demand. Everybody shopping online. They going to Amazon and every other random retail stores, online store. So you guys definitely deserve the big bag of money. All right. Now, there are some people that kind of are envious of UPS drivers making so much money, specifically some tech bros, not all, but some had some interesting reactions. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and roll the clip. If you want to see the clip in full, y'all know it is in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We have new developments and a story we have been following for you for weeks. UPS and the union representing more than 300,000 package carriers have reached a contract agreement preventing a strike. The union was going to strike if the deal had not been reached by July 31st, and our Palacero is breaking down what that contract agreement entails.
The Teamsters union calls this a historic tentative agreement, one that avoids a strike that would have been felt nationwide. We spoke to one of those union members today.
We deserve it. We worked hard. We worked long hours. We got package car drivers that I hear daily working 12, 13 hours a day out here in 90, 95 degree weather.
A UPS worker and Teamsters union member speaking with 11 Alive's minutes after a deal between the company and the Teamsters union was announced. He's worked for the company for over 2 decades.
I'm fortunate enough to, work for a company like UPS, and fortunate enough to be a Teamster. Teamster first, UPS second.
The 5-year agreement, which still faces a ratification vote by workers, includes raises for both full and part-time workers, with both getting $2.75 more per hour this year and $7.50 more per hour over the length of their contract, according to the union. It adds that the starting pay for part-time workers will be $21 per hour, a bump from the current minimum starting pay of $16.20.
Now, let's pause for a minute. You got people talking about we got to raise the wage from, what's the federal minimum wage, $7.25, and they said we got to raise it to whatever kind of dollar amount per hour. Well, how about let's let the companies negotiate and figure out what the pay is going to be as far as your minimum pay, and figure out what you're going to get paid for some of the more skilled or higher in demand or more challenging jobs. Let's let the companies negotiate and figure it out rather than having the federal government be involved. Now, I'm not a big fan of unions, but apparently they did good right here. All right. They did good right here. But if you guys work for UPS or you are in a Teamsters union, let me know about any of the dark side that could come from this particular deal. Let me know in the comments below. Let's keep on going.
The two sides also agreed to make Martin Luther King Jr. Day a full holiday for the first time and to add more trucks with air conditioning. The employee says he is glad negotiations went through and that the looming strike did not have to happen.
Nobody wants to see a strike. It's not good for UPS. It's not good for the Teamsters. It's not good for the consumer out there. They're not going to get their package. But when it comes down to it, we have to strike. It sucks. But UPS, they just got to come to the table and do it. And they did.
In a statement, UPS's CEO says they reached a win-win-win agreement on the issues that are important to Teamsters leadership, UPS employees, and UPS customers.
There we go. So shout out to UPS, shout out to the Teamsters Union for making it happen. Getting the big bag of money over there, driving the trucks. Now, here's an article. This is over on Yahoo News. You see what's going on. This video is not really relevant to what's going on. But you see the headline, tech workers react to UPS drivers landing a $170,000 a year package with mixture of anger and admiration. So the admiration, that's the good part, but sometimes they get a little bit triggered as well. All right, let's look at some of the keynotes here. The average UPS driver could get $170,000 in pay and benefits in 5 years' time in a new contract. So I guess that They don't mean that's going to be the total pay over a 5-year period. Like whatever kind of money they make is going to add up to 170. They're saying after a 5-year period, that'd be your max out per year. All right. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know, but I don't think I'm wrong. Tech workers said the boost could make UPS driver pay competitive with tech salaries. Absolutely. Some tech workers said they felt underpaid in comparison, while others said UPS drivers had difficult jobs. The thing is, the amount of money you get paid is based on how in demand your particular job is, the money that your job generates, and that's pretty much it. Okay, that's all that there is. Is there a demand for certain tech workers? I mean, they got these guys all over the country and all over the world. You could be anywhere in the world and be a tech worker, but you cannot be anywhere in the world and be a UPS driver. And to be specific, what I mean is, if a package must be delivered in Miami, Florida, the driver must be in Miami, Florida to deliver the package. However, if there's a tech company in Miami, Florida, the tech workers can be anywhere in the world. All you got to do is have an internet connection, and your work can be all electronic right here at the desktop. You could just pipe it in straight through the Ethernet, through the Wi-Fi, and have it be done. You can be in Hyderabad, India, or you could be in Hialeah. Anywhere in the world you can be as a tech worker, but as a UPS driver, driving the truck, delivering the package, you got to be right there. So it is what it is. Anyway, the average UPS driver could get a 6-figure pay under a new contract, and tech workers have mixed feelings about it. During an earnings call on Tuesday, UPS CEO Carol Tomei said that by the end of its 5-year contract with the Teamsters Union, the average full-time UPS driver could make $170,000 in annual pay and benefits such as healthcare and pension benefits. Oh, that's beautiful. You get pension, healthcare, all of that. That's great. The comments were made after UPS came to a tentative agreement to head off a potential strike in July with Teamsters, a union that represents about 340,000 UPS drivers, delivery drivers, and package handlers. The agreement has yet to be officially approved by union members, but the results of a vote on the issue are set to be announced later this month. Some tech workers on social media pointed out the salary boost can make the driver salaries more competitive with white-collar employees. And big tech workers responded with a mix of ire and appreciation for the union. Quote, "This is disappointing. How is it possible that a driver makes much more than average engineer and research and development?" A worker at the autonomous trucking company Too Simple wrote on Blind, an anonymous job posting site that verifies users' employment using company emails. To get a base salary of $170,000, you know you need to work as hard as an engineer. This sucks. Well, what does working hard really mean? Because to a person that has the mind for the engineer work, I mean, you're working hard for you is just spending a bunch of time in front of a screen, solving problems. So that's your hard work. Now, hard work for a UPS driver. Okay, I'm driving this truck. It's hot. I'm working long hours, handling heavy packages. Could the average engineer person work as a UPS driver and do a good job? And the same thing with the average UPS driver. Could they be an engineer and do a good job? Maybe that's not the case, but everything is not for everybody. Again, it all boils down to how much revenue does your job generate? How in demand is it? That would determine your salary. So ain't no point in getting offended or triggered or butt hurt at what the next guy's making. Let him get his money. It is what it is. This is America. Let's keep on going. It's important to note that the $170,000 figure represents the entire value of the UPS package, including benefits. Oh, okay, I see. And that's not the base salary. So they're saying after a 5-year period, all your benefits and your base salary and everything will add up to $170,000 annually. All right. So UPS drivers currently make an average of $95,000 a year with an additional $50,000 in benefits, the company says. The average median salary for an engineer in the U.S. is $103,000 with a base pay of about $91,000. It also indicates that Too Simple research engineers can make between $161,000 and $250,000 in compensation. So people are getting offended because the UPS driver makes almost as much as what they can make. That's pretty You know, talk about pocket watching. I mean, good grief. Worry about yourself. Anyway, other tech workers on Blind express a similar level of disconnect Insider didn't independently verify the users' identities. Quote, I'm not demeaning other people, but putting into perspective how much it takes for an SWE or finance person to make that kind of money, exclamation marks, two of them. A worker at the healthcare services company Centene wrote in a separate Blind thread. Meanwhile, several workers, including the Meta worker, said the software engineers were, quote, underpaid, unquote. The Too Simple worker wrote, the engineers that created the truck he drives are more important because the impact to society is higher, including providing a tool for work. Oh, is that right? I don't see either one is more important than the other. It's just everybody has their position to play. Okay, that's just what it is. Everybody has their position to play. Everybody has their role to play. And don't be envious or covetous of what someone else has. Don't do that. We continue. $300,000 in the Bay is like $90,000 in most of the country, though. A Microsoft worker said on Blind. The drivers are making it in LCOL. Like I said, local cost of living, referring to low cost of living areas. Okay, low cost of living areas. While some workers on Blind argue that UPS would pay its drivers more than its software engineers, data from Glassdoor indicates software engineers at the company make between $111,000 and $168,000, a figure that is likely to increase in 5 years' time when the average UPS driver hits 170. Yeah, so it is what it is. I'm gonna read. I'll link to the rest of this in the comments. All right. Hold on. Here's one more right here. I'm gonna read this one, then I'll wrap it up. Quote, stop behaving like an elitist, unquote, an Amazon worker wrote on Blind. Why do you think someone driving long haul should make less than an engineer? What they do is important work. How do you think the grocery stores get stocked on your favorite stores? It's these long haul drivers risking their lives, driving 12 hours a day, sometimes in harsh weather. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll link to the rest of that in the box, but that's right on point. Look, we all have a role to play in society. And if I make a bunch of money driving trucks, then let me. If you are an engineer or whatever you do, making a bunch of money, then that's what it is. Especially in America, there are so many ways to make money, to make a great living for yourself. There's no sense in being envious at what someone else does. And you know what? As I close, I want to say this. If you want to be a truck driver, if you want to do that for a living, then go out there and do it rather than hating on the guy that does it and is successful at it. That's just common sense to me, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about UPS drivers making $170,000 as a total compensation package, including the base salary, benefits, pension, whatever else they want to include in there? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Do you think that it's unfair that these guys make that kind of money, but if you're an engineer, they might make less or kind of close to it? If that's your viewpoint or not, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I'm not a hater or a pocket watcher. If you can make money doing what you do, then go for it. If someone wants to make more money than what they make right now, my suggestion is look at what people are doing. Look at the in-demand career fields. If your career, if your job, if your task is not in demand, anybody can do it, you won't make much money. But if it is in demand, it's going to be around for a while. It won't be overtaken by artificial intelligence. I suggest you go into that. And if in 5 years it's something else, you might want to go into that. This is 2023, the days of working for a company, 45 years, getting the gold watch. They're starting to become the way of the dodo bird. It's starting to become extinct. If you can find that, then go for it. But if not, hey, move around, get new skills, and get that big bag of money. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.